I'm starting to hear that Benintendi might be on the trading block, which would, all due respect, when he first came up, I thought he had such a pretty left-handed swing that he'd be a guy that was going to be really tough to get out. But he's turning into a guy sort of like I was. He doesn't have a command of the strike zone right now. So he has a really pretty swing, but he swings at a lot of bad pitches that you can't hit no matter how good your swing is. So he's got to rectify that situation. And it's been a couple seasons now. So he's done nothing but kind of go the opposite direction. And I'm not so sure that, if they get any kind of offer for him, they would move him. Now, I would think that he'll probably get better because that's always what happens when you trade away a guy and he comes back and bites you.
Yeah, right.
But he should get better. But he hasn't shown the signs over the last couple seasons that he's going to do that with the Red Sox.
He's got Will Clark's swing, but he doesn't have Will Clark's skills yet.
The Red Sox, though, they're notorious for doing that. I mean, Johnny Damon, he gets traded to the Yankees. And Ellsbury, he gets traded to the Yankees. And, I mean, it's like anybody but the Yankees, please.
They won't trade him to the Yankees. Usually when guys go to the Yankees, except for, what was it? Well, it was Ellsbury. Ellsbury left as a free agent. Mostly guys will leave as a free agent and they'll go sign with the Yankees.
Yeah, that's true.
And they usually want to go to New York for the big money and it kind of works out. Boggs ended up going there, and Clemens went there, Johnny Damon, all the guys that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
But, you look at a guy like Ellsbury, who actually went to the same college I went to at Oregon State. What did he sign? $146 million deal, whatever it was, 10, 12 years ago. That ended up being a terrible deal for the Yankees.
Yeah.
That was not a good deal for the Yankees. So occasionally some guys will get away and you're like, yeah, good thing we did.
Right.
When you said, though, that I got to tell you a story. When you said baseball is a tough game, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. People come to visit. I take them to the Louisville Slugger Museum. They have a display there where you stand in a batter's box. It's on video, but 60 feet away, there is a major league pitcher throwing a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And I swear that thing, you hear it hit the catcher's mitt behind you before the pitcher finishes his motion. How can you hit one of those, man?
My favorite line is, that sounded a little down and away to me. I don't think that was a strike. It's repetition. You come up with it. So, you don't start off hitting 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. You start off in the third grade hitting whatever your father lobs up there. And then as you evolve, guys throw harder and you keep evolving. And, guys certainly bite the dust and, the cream rises to the top and the best players end up playing Major League Baseball and the other guys sell shoes for a living or do whatever it is they do.
We've talked to a couple of football quarterbacks who basically, whether it's adrenaline or whatever, but the time seems to slow down for them. What takes them, 1.3 seconds to do feels a lot longer than that. Is it the same thing when you're facing a fastball? It seems longer to get there than the minuscule amount of time it actually takes to travel that far?
No.
Well, okay then.
Learned that mechanism. I never learned how to slow down. The thing got faster. I felt like it was 115. I thought it was always funny when guys would say, well, I try to read the seams. If I can read the seams, I can tell you what pitch it is. But during the game, I was unable to do that. Everything speeded up for me. All I ever saw was a white blur that would go by. You're telling me you're reading the seams? I'm calling BS on that because I can't see anything.
I heard Wade Boggs say the same thing. He said, I just look at that little red dot. And everyone goes, what little red dot?
Jody Reed, I told Jody Reed, I said, how do you stay off that bad slider down and away? He goes, well, I look at the seams. If I see the dot, if I see it's a slider, I don't swing at it. I'm like, when I know it's a good slider? After I swung at it and the pitch I look back at it and I'm like, damn, that was a good slider.
Over your 9-year career, speaking of that, you hit 19 home runs, 2 a year. And didn't you hit 2 in your first game?
I thought I owned it.
Right?
And I thought, this craft's going to be easy. And I tell people that too. They're like, well, what's the highlight of your career? What was the best day you ever had? My first day. That basically means that the rest of my 9-year career was a steady decline from that day.
Talk about peaking early.
Yeah.
Today, if you hit 252 and had some occasional pop and stole a base every once in a while and were a super utility player, how much money could you make?
Well, it's funny, people talk to me about that all the time. I mean, the most money I ever made in a season was $650,000. And to me, that was a lot of money, but I was still one of the lowest paid players on the team. But I figure I would probably make maybe $1.5 million a year if I was the same guy now in today's game that I was. My last year was 1993. I think the signing bonuses are amazing. Yeah. I was the 19th player picked in the country in 1981, and I got $55,000. The 19th player picked in the country last year probably got $3 million to sign. I made less than $2.5 million in my entire career.
Steve Lyons, not only do we get to show off about how much baseball we love, being baseball geeks, but he plays golf. And we're all golf geeks, too. Maybe we should come back and talk about golf in a minute. What do you think?
Let's do that.
We'll be right back.
This episode of The Approach Shot is sponsored by Blue Chew. Hey guys, remember the days when you were always ready to go? Well, now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed with BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Hey, this is Neal Michaels, and for a limited time, listeners of The Approach Shot visit BlueChew.com, and you'll get your first order for free when you use our special promo code APPROACH. Just pay the $5 shipping. You heard right, your first order of Blue Chew chewables is free. Blue Chew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance, and honestly, which of us couldn't use a little boost sometime? Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office or wait in line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. They're made in the USA, and Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, so they're cheaper than a pharmacy. Hey, remember, for listeners of The Approach Shot, visit BlueChew.com and get your first order for free when you use our special promo code APPROACH. Again, that's BlueChew.com, promo code APPROACH to try it for free.
Hey, thanks for hanging, and we are back. I am John Ashton. He is Neal Michaels.
He is. It says it on my business card.
And we have Stephen Lyons, former Major League Baseball player, current Major League Baseball broadcaster, and a golfer. Now, you were at a tournament not too long ago.
Yeah, I just came back from Palm Springs. I got to play in a little 3-day tournament over there with a practice round before. It's kind of interesting because I played in a ton of charity tournaments. I played in one Pro-Am years and years and years ago. And I didn't play golf as a kid. I've probably been playing for 20 years, but probably for the first 10 years, I played once a year. And now I probably played more this last year in a calendar year than I've played in the previous 3 or 4 years before that. I'm not getting any better. I grew up my whole life hitting a baseball left-handed, but when I got my clubs so many years ago, they said there are no good left-handed golfers. You got to play golf right-handed. So I've played golf right-handed my whole life. I don't have a pretty swing. I've had neck surgery. I'm 60 years old. I have no flexibility. I can't turn away from the ball. I never put the same swing on it twice. And as soon as I get to my backswing, the only thought in my mind is, what am I going to do now?
Somebody watch this for me.
Oh, my gosh. My great story. I should have won. I got to play in the seniors division because it was 60 and over, and there was like 5 guys there, and I should have won it. Although that I did play the final round with the 2 guys that I was supposed to beat. One guy shot 80 with a 9 handicap, and the other guy shot 83. I don't know what his handicap was, but he beat me by a stroke. So I ended up not winning the tournament, but I completely choked. I spit the bit. I shot 92 that day. The day before, I was going to have the best round I've ever played in my life. I shot 43 on the front and complained about it the whole time because I never made a putt, was not happy about the way I was playing. But I always feel like I'm a good back nine player. And I rattled off 7 straight pars on the back 9.
Ooh, wow.
Without making a putt outside of 12 inches. I did not make any putts, but I never 3-putted. So I'd always putt close, tap it in.
Right.
Then I bogeyed 17. 18 there was a par 5, kind of a dog leg left. And I thought, I'm not messing with the corner. I'm just going to hit it straight. I'm going to, be on in 3, take my par and have one of my best rounds ever. I somehow just yanked it left It went around the corner, but my partner said, you know what, you probably should hit a provisional because it might be OB. And I was mad about that because I didn't think it was OB. Mm-hmm. So I dropped another one, hit the exact same shot. So we go up there. We see two balls lying within 2 feet of each other, 3 feet out of bounds.
Oh,
I have to go back. I'm hitting 5 off the tee. It took a freaking 9. I took a 9 to shoot like a 84. I probably would have shot like a 77 or 78. And that would have been the best round I've ever played in my life.
That's a kiss of death for golfers, though, is to add up your score around hole number 15.
Yeah, I should never have done that.
Because then you go, well, if I just par the last 3, no, because then it's 7s and 8s all the way home.
9. I'm 9. I still had fun though. Golf for me is a good chance to swear at myself for 4 hours.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you're a little competitive still.
Yeah, it's stupid. I get upset sometimes, not brutally, not like my friend, the guy I was playing with. He'll throw some clubs and he'll slam some stuff down. I might drop an F-bomb under my breath, but I know I'm not that good, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to get crazy when you hit a bad shot because I'm going to hit a ton of them. The occasional good shots that keep me coming back. And like I said, the first 2 rounds I played, I did a lot of good things. And my ball striking was way better. I actually hit a green in regulation every once in a while. I'm an excellent chipper around the greens because I never hit the green in regulation. So I'm always around the green.
A lot of practice.
I didn't putt well, as I said, but it was the weirdest thing. I did not feel like I played well, but I scored well. I shot 82, 84, and then I blew up the last day and shot 92. But, I'm a 15 handicap, so I'm supposed to be shooting 92.
Yeah. And the other side of that same coin is, you can shoot real well, but not score well. And that's even more frustrating.
Yeah.
But I had a golf instructor friend, but I said, I need to get some lessons on my short game because I'm always short of the green. And he said, you don't need to learn how to chip. You need to learn how to hit a 7-iron.
That's me all day long. I don't drive the ball long, but I mean, I'll hit it 240, 250 sometimes. When I'm 140 yards out, I should be able to hit the green, an 8-7-iron, something.
Yep.
I just kind of tug everything left because I come over the top and
Have you ever taken lessons?
I'm glad you asked me that question because we were talking about this the other day. I took like 4 lessons from a guy. I think the season started and I had to go away and never went back. But when I talk to people about playing baseball, I understand how to play baseball. I get it. Everything makes sense to me. Now, if I had to try to teach you something, I might not get it if you're not getting it. I don't understand. I'm telling you exactly what you're supposed to do. Well, in golf, this guy was trying to tell me, he said, you get a little whippy with your hands, like you get your hands through a little too quick. He goes, what you want to do is take a swing and you want to feel like the last thing that comes through to hit the ball is your hands so that you get some lag there with the club head. And then it comes through. I didn't understand. I can tell you what he was trying to tell me. I know what he was trying to tell me, but I couldn't feel that at all. I had no feeling or concept what it meant. That drove me crazy because I didn't know what he was trying to do for me.
Right. I do another podcast called Those Weekend Golf Guys, and my co-host on that one is number 1 golf instructor in the state of Indiana, according to Golf Digest magazine. He won't tell you how to do anything. He'll put a club in your hand and he'll say, swing it.
Yeah.
And he'll watch you do it. And then from what you do, he will make whatever adjustments, and he speaks English. It's so refreshing to have, because he didn't even tell me, he didn't say to open up my stance. He said, move your left foot back a little bit. And I'm going,
there you go. Speak English.
Yeah, he speaks English. And that's why he's the number 1 man. It's great. And he's gotten me down to a 9 handicap from an inability to hit the ball straight about 6 years ago.
So. Yeah, you're just like that 9 handicap that ended up beating me yesterday.
Yeah.
He was a 9 handicap that shot, his 3 rounds were 82, 80, and 79.
Yeah, I'm usually around 82, 80, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, around hole 14.
I shoot in the 70s. I refuse to play if it gets any warmer than that.
Yeah. Hey, I know we're talking golf here, but I cannot let this go by. This year is the 30th anniversary of the Moon Man. And for those people who don't know, could you tell them what happened in your own words?
I was playing in Detroit in 1990. I used to try to do anything I could to get a hit. So I used to drag bunt a lot. So I'd pull the ball with me. I'd basically try to bunt the ball to the second baseman and then try to beat everybody to first. If you can get the pitcher to take one step towards the ball, if you can get him to think he has a chance to get the ball that you're bunting, you can automatically beat him to first, because now